Wait, script start. There we go. Amazing. Bam, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-bam, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Eh, Fall. Fell? Fell. Fell down the hill. That's the title. Today, colon. Uh, this thing here. We are incredibly late. Doesn't matter. Late, but here. There we go. That's that. And now, what if I closed everything that I don't actually need? Let me close that. Also, what's up? Is this thing not working? Why can't I see my own stream? What? Are we live even? I feel like I am going crazy. Why can't I see myself? Is this? Oh, yeah. I am. We are live. So, what? Uh, anyway, it operates to some degree, I guess. Wow. Amazing. Actually amazing. Why can't I see it otherwise on my phone? What's the problem? Let me refresh, I guess. Something like that, I guess. No clue. Not like I wanted to watch my own stream anyway. Not like I needed to. Okay. There we go. Now it works. Yeah. Typical restart moment. There we go. That's done. And now we can move from that. I can move from that. We can actually continue with what's the next logical step or something like that. I have no clue. I should actually, yeah, I should leave and do get myself some water and whatnot. You know, it's kinda way too early. So we we have time. We have enough time basically before I have to actually be here. So yeah, give me setting up. I should also get like another arrow that points to like the BRB at both at the same time because both are true. Coincidentally, no. How do you say it? It's not coincidentally. It's like equally, mutually, mutual. I don't know. Point being, okay. Yeah. Let me actually leave. Let me get the what I need to do. I don't know. Let me see what I have to do. Probably I should get some candy, I guess. What's up? Uh, what? Ah, okay. I need to activate desktop audio, and I don't actually know. Game? Does it run easily on game? Do I have to worry about that? Let me see. I open this post settings audio mute all sound no and close. Why what? Why does it have a latency? Output latency? Why is there audio delay? Why does what? Minimal. Should I actually need a delay? I don't think so, right? I feel like it's kind of strange to actually have a delay. But anyway, it's actually time for me to move, change scene. What's up? Good evening. For a second, I thought that there were like boundaries. No, those things that encapsulate words, captions. I don't remember something like that. You know, you get my point. Those curves that are like parentheses. Yeah, exactly that. But yeah, anyway, good morning today. I said this. I have been wanting to play this game for the longest time. Actually, as in properly. Issue is, it's impossible to do so with my keyboard. I guess there are some keyboards that can do it well enough, but not mine. Not mine. So it's to some degree it's actually sad. To some other degree it's actually good because it gives us the opportunity to. It was like, you know, when in your life things happen in a way in which you're forced to change other stuff around and whatnot. Okay, in this case, what happened was I ended up being forced. Not forced. It was that final push to actually get myself a controller. Amazing. What a wonderful reality. So now I finally have one. It's why does this matter? A great question. I don't know. I am like a little kid in some stuff. I haven't had a controller in my hands that is mine since probably 10 years, 12 or so. I was literally a kid the last time I had one, and I wasn't who I am today. I was a little kid who got angry, and one day, what was I playing? I think I was literally playing something like Super Meat Boy. And I fucking destroyed that. So yeah, today we are going with something that works. We are redeeming my inner child. Basically, yeah. That's the story behind this stream. It's for my inner child. You should watch this amazing game, even if I have to admit, I kinda hate how bad it gets to look because of, I don't know, is it that bad to actually admit? Let's say some stuff happened and the original game in its default state didn't have widescreen support, so people had to intervene to make it widescreen. Issue is, you will see that it looks weird. But even then, it doesn't look horrible. It just has some HUD problems. It will be. Can we actually disable the HUD? That will be not only great, that will be incredibly good actually. I don't think this game has something like that. I would be surprised if it had it. We are going to check that anyways. I think I enable sound. Yeah, so do I need, I don't know, I have such a sensation of forgetting something. No clue. Yeah, I guess we can just move on towards the game then. I was gonna say I forgot to get a candy. I said I am going to get one, and I forgot. Doesn't matter. Also, wait. Are you seeing the mouse? I can't. I can see if you're seeing the mouse or not. Yeah, you are. Okay, I can see it once I finally overlay it here. Issue is also okay. Here you can see the mouse for a second. Watch the screen. I am over here. Over here. Well, not exactly actually. Thanks to the patch, the stuff is more like over here, not exactly where I am. So we are gold. I can hide the mouse behind myself. Wow, amazing. Well, it was all benefits. It was only me being negative. I didn't understand how good it was. Unpause. What's up? Downhill domination. I hope that people have seen this game before. I am incognito, Inc. Entertainment. Also, it has a cinematic. I remember something of. I introduced a friend of mine to this game too. It was like, what the fuck? It has a cinematic. I didn't even know. But yeah. Watch the cinematic. Also, we're gonna get copyrighted the fuck out of here. I can see it coming. But we don't care about it. Wow! So metal. And you might ask me, what's the meaning of what we are seeing? I wish I could tell you. I guess it's something like the dreams of a little kid. What the baby was. Yeah, to some degree it's a clear enough visual. The whole thing. But yeah, as you can see, this game is about people going on bikes, doing mountain bike stuff. Wow, downhill mountain bike basically. Wow. No, somebody died. Somebody fucking died. why is the baby so first? I get terrified. This was the end of the channel. The baby was what got me banned finally. I can actually see it. I wouldn't be surprised. Twitch being that sensual, who would have expected it? Pretty right, my favorite. The baby watching. There you go. What I was saying. It's watching over that stuff. Now I think I have to click something. Not click. Push a key or something like that, so that it actually works. It's loading. It's loaded without me having to do anything. You see, what a wonderful reality. We have a game. So yeah, I don't know. Let me rapidly select which one. Speed. Yeah, this is the fastest person in this race so far. So yeah. No, wait a second. I am way too rushed. They all have an intro and a special animation where they get suited up or like ready to race. So amazing. You don't understand that this game is wonderful. That's why you should play it. But no. Bikes? Yeah. Can we change colors? Bike color. There we go. Do we have something? This one. There we go. Cersei? Does anything actually change? Am I blind? I don't see any change. Oh, anyway. Wait, I remember something. I said. Also, yeah, we have like 24 levels to do. On the. Wait a second, bro. Music playlist. Custom. Modify. Add. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Amazing. Now we have a proper playlist. Why? Great question. I didn't know that myself, but it only has the 4 basic sets. Only have 4 songs. So here we have 12. Probably, I don't think random is going to do as any good, and I don't know if no list plays all of them, but yeah, options, vibration, I don't have that. Also, why is, what if we go deaf? No, speech volume, sound effects. I don't know if I actually want sound effects, but why are volumes changed around? The save is literally fresh out of the. I felt like I was losing my mind for a second. Why did it keep spamming? Yeah. Stereo sound? Are we on stereo? I guess so. Yeah, we are on stereo, no? Mono is like only one audio channel. Stereo is like two, supposedly, so yeah. Anyway, the point being, game is out, going down a hill. I don't need to actually explain that much. You are going to see, and I have to say, I like to play the game. I played it with a keyboard. That's my excuse as to why I might not perform that well. Don't judge me. Also, I don't know. I was actually thinking about it. It should be far more obvious for us that, in a way, unavoidably, all streamers. I guess even if you get accustomed, perhaps you just get accustomed to the pressure of it. But every single one of them finds themselves going through something along the lines of performance anxiety, you know? Or, wow, wow, a goat, my favorite. But yeah, it's pretty much about that. Yeah, it's literally just going down a hill very fast. Dead person kill me a beast. Anyway, I was saying, it's pretty much that I feel like to some degree that excuse either isn't used enough or people are too uncomfortable actually accepting that, yeah, performance anxiety exists for the streamers and whatnot. I haven't actually heard that many people realizing that to some degree, yeah, unavoidably, because we're here and whatnot, we end up having to some degree some anxiety and some pressure, or at least the sensation of it. It's not like it truly is there and it's mortifying, but it does exist. And that can be enough, I would say. That can be more than enough to change the way in which one does something. It's like the whole, when you are watching a particle aspect of reality and whatnot, the way, no, the moment in which you try to understand where is going an atom to be placed, you're predetermining where it is going to end up. Therefore, unavoidably, it could be compared to streaming. Wow, that's like not at all a way to example. But yeah, my point is, I believe it's the same. It's literally the same, but people just don't use it enough. Don't want to admit that there is that degree of pressure. I guess I don't think it is actual pressure. It's it's what you accept is going to happen, and in the end, it's just part of the choices that we took to get here, or something like that. But yeah, anyway, uh, I haven't. I'm not a Let's Player, so I cannot actually give you that much commentary. Is the game great? Yeah, bro. It's literally just a person going down a hill that also can do some amazing tricks, which you don't even need it to do. You can do them. You're not forced to do them. I think. Well, you don't see that. I think you can actually win the entire game without doing. Okay, sorry. You can actually win the entire game without doing any single trick. Okay, you can win an entire career like this one. There are other careers. There are different modes. Career equals mode. The different modes. One is literally technical, so you have to do tricks no matter what, and that one is indeed hard. But yeah, whatever. Point being, I don't know. I don't think you can describe much of it. It's literally just that. people using bikes to move through three-dimensional space. And yeah, that's all that I can actually say about that. It's like, I don't know, you don't get why is it so enticing. I guess I have to admit, I feel like part of the amazing quality of it is the way in which the graphics work. It does feel, particularly this is just literally the first level, so it doesn't get to showcase that as much, but there is a point in which it becomes astounding how it actually looks. The way in which it gets to have the whole map sort of unraveling upon itself, it has a very weird sensation to it that I haven't seen anywhere else. Also, almost 10 entire seconds ahead of the second place. You see why I love this game. Something funny, this game doesn't have that much rubber banding. If you're good, you can actually get incredibly ahead. Also, we have the introduction, which displays the chorus. And I think I skipped the last one. I have to say sorry. You have to understand me, man. I struggle too much with tension. I forget. I don't know if everybody else does. Also, no, sorry. You can punch people in this game. It can get very violent. You can literally throw bottles at other competitors. It's way too brutal sometimes. And the point is not to kill them. We are going to win legally. Legally? Legally. Illegally? No, legally. Completely lawfully, so to speak. So yeah, part of that is just running well enough. I say that, and probably if somebody were to get ahead of me way too late in the game, I might actually start throwing fists around, you know, still saying. But yeah, anyway, point being. The maps are very short also, it's not that good. You see why I say there are attacks in this game? That literally was a fucking attack. That was somebody throwing a battle at me. Amazing display of it. I don't need to even do it myself because you can also get targeted as the player. Fucking hate it. And that's how we lost our first race. Dear God. So fair, whatever. Is it an unnecessary mechanic? Probably not. But also, I am not that good to be capable of compensating when I get hit. It's an excuse. But it is still true. Even if it is an excuse, it is true. I don't know how to play that well with controller. Don't expect me to win that easily. But yeah. Anyway, I was saying, what was I trying to say? I kinda have been way too focused on them. My bad. It's such a blast, you don't get it. It's so much arcade, but also it does have some components to it of literal story. It's amazing. We need to go back to this form of video game creation. We lack this, and we don't have it anymore. We lost the spark. Also, who did I choose? Oh, who the hell is this person? This doesn't look like the guy that I chose at first at all. What? What? Anyway, not my place to actually ask anything about. Okay, continuing. But yeah, the point. What are we? Are you gonna say anything else, or can I actually talk? Okay. Something that does happen is the reality of this game has a lot of content, but I don't think we're going to do everything of it. Particularly, once again, I tried to say before, it has a technical aspect to it. I'm not going to do it. I would rather, I don't know, go to one of the other far more painful games, you know, than actually do the technical side. I did it just to complete the the entire game at least once, and I learned my lesson then. It's horrible. Yeah, we're not going to do it. But yeah, whatever. I don't know. Let me move. It's absolutely something else because I don't actually. Wow, I don't actually remember what I was saying. It's part of the consequences of being too high on. Is it a game that can generate the dopamine? I don't think so. I can see though how it could actually not look that well simply because it gets to move way too fast. The environment is constantly changing. I wouldn't be that surprised if the entire bitrate thing is once again against us in this case. Because surprisingly enough, Twitch is horrible. It's not horrible, it's just truly not enough. At least in this case. So yeah. That was me. I can't. No. Yeah, this game. As somebody who has played it, I can tell you, this game has many shortcuts. The issue is, to get any of the shortcuts, you have to actually know where you throw yourself. Otherwise, it's kinda impossible to do it. But it's very good. We can do it. Wow. Am I going to die? Am I going to lose this race because I'm actually bad? I wouldn't be surprised. Deserve for being so focused on believing on myself. Okay, Drew, we're welcome to the track. But no, I was saying. It's. I don't know. I think. I haven't been thinking about it way too much. I feel like it's quite depressing that we have Sims. Is it that subjective? I don't know. I feel like it does many things well. I hate. I remember I tried to look up more games like this one that are modern, you know? There are none. It's surprising and also I personally would even go as far as to say depressing. Is it truly something that original in itself, truly? Mountain bike. Is it truly that unique? It's I guess you want a reflection. You can get the concept of perhaps, maybe, this whole game isn't actually that. Not this game. The way in which we can actually identify things that possess an importance and which are still not as widely spread is far higher than what we can actually understand. And this game is just another showcase of that because it gets to do many things well enough, and I don't know. I am not that much of an avid racer, racing games player, so perhaps it's just my personal bias. But I'm pretty sure that I haven't seen many other games do the things that this one does, at least in the way in which this one does it, you know? And I feel like it's good enough. It's good enough to give more than enough other opportunities to people. It's basically that. It's just another showcase of how much authenticity and how much something actually. I wouldn't even go as far as to say, oh no, it has to be unique. Something interesting can be created with basic enough concepts, and you don't even need to go as far as to try and bring forward something totally unique. Absolutely, like it cannot have any other copy whatsoever. No, in reality, we have way too many things that are slowly or yeah, are just a combination of different many similar concepts but which build a final form or a final third one that gets to be more special because of the way in which all those common things are combined. What killed me anyway. And I was also trying to say, I don't know, I feel like it's quite depressing actually that I am like this one. Not only it did it well enough to some degree, it didn't actually get that much recognition, but it's sometimes it's not about It's eternal recognition. It's at the very least about having the possibility of remaining in existence for other generations. I guess it's a let's say let me actually try to be honest. It's a PlayStation 2 game, yeah, unavoidably. So something that happens with PlayStation 2 games is it's an older software game, and even if it didn't get to reach absolutely mainstream status, it was good enough to have people playing it, and it was good enough to also have a lot of people interested in seeing what future iterations of the same or similar ideas could do. And I actually am sad that at least the current industry didn't try anything similar to this. I would have actually. I didn't get to be alive when this game came out. As in, okay, perhaps I was alive. I didn't get to be a consumer, nor a participant of the market, if you want other terms, for when this one game was being created, and when this game was actually published. Therefore, I didn't get at all to do anything about what we are now experiencing, nor participate in the whole process of it. Not that I would have actually changed anything, but yeah, I didn't get to give my grain of salt. What if somebody did something similar? Nowadays, it always is good to try and revive those older things for the sake of, at the very least, giving more people the opportunity to experience what was once good enough. I, I don't know, is it simply about, oh yeah, this is good enough? I don't think this is just a good enough game. It does many things. I feel like, yeah, it does many things well. And it has enough combination of things to justify all the effort, all the interest, all of what many other games nowadays even don't even get to actually game. I don't know, man. I just feel like it could have been more. Or this game is fantastical. We could have had more from this, something similar to this, that learned from what this one did. And in a way, the point that I'm trying to make is not only about this game. There are many other situations, many other aspects of life that fall on the literal same area. We sort of allowed ourselves to completely let it go. And it's understandable. We have so many people. It's quite surprising that sometimes actually we have allowed things to die out, because the supposition is there are enough human beings right now existing on this world, so that we should not have at all to worry about things surviving throughout the eras, so to speak. And surprisingly enough, not only that is not the case, but also, yeah, it's quite on the contrary. Many things do require effort to actually keep surviving, and I don't know. I'm happy that at the very least, I don't think we are in the right time. At least, fuck, sorry. At least, yeah, not us. There were other people that were there, but us, not that much. And at least we can go back and revisit things of this sort. And from that, I don't know if learn. I don't think it is about learning. What there is not that much to learn. We're not here to be game designers. It's not like, oh yeah, this you should from this extrapolate how you make a wonderful game like this one. No, it's simply about we have a tendency to actually forget a lot about what came before us, and in a way, that is, I feel like, sad. I don't know, man. I I would have liked to see more. Many things have been abandoned like this game. That's my point. And many things actually could have kept going. And I don't think we are here today in the position of any kind of, yeah, I guess you could say community. I don't know, something of that sort, basically, in which we can revive any kind of vendetta thing. But at the same time, is it actually meaningful? It's weird enough to try and make sense out of situations like this one in terms of why did this not survive exactly? What did this thing do not well enough for the average consumer or something like that, that it didn't make people have that much interest on it? What was the factor that you decided it here? Also, I'm going to lose this one. I am speaking way too much. The Sarah, basically. But yeah, I don't know. I personally liked it. I would have liked to see more of it. More, at the very least, of similar things. Also, this map was less than 1 minute. How much did the first person? 1 minute and 7 seconds. Not that bad. Okay. But yeah, I would say, wow. Wow. I feel like, sadly enough, yeah, we have lost many things like this one. We have hidden gems, and am I losing my fucking mind? There is like, why is there fucking constant chatter? I thought I was losing my mind. Why does the game? Why does the game have literal constant background noise voices? They are going to give me a schizophrenic attack, brother. Why? Probably, I guess if I increase the volume, it will be something like the narrators, the average race narrators explaining who is at first place and what not what. I think we'll need them. Perhaps we're going to do without them. Also, I'm going to lose a second time. Here we come. First roadblock. I could. There is something that I know from having played enough. You can attack people while you are there. As long as you don't finish first, you can attack people and you can get combat points. Therefore, you can earn cash that way. Are we going to do it? No. I already said it. We're going to be pacifists. But anyway, we like to not hit human beings here. We are decent or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Point being, I was on the whole conversation of having abandoned stuff, and I don't know. Okay, I have to admit, people could simply go towards the oh no, but that is only a nostalgia feeling. You are justifying too much the attachment. Truly, you think it is that simple? I don't think it is that easy to just say, yeah, you know what? We shall not try to learn anything from this. I am pretty sure. Even I, unavoidably, even I myself, could do a great work, a great service to my own person by exploring older things. And in some cases, I just don't. There are, in the past, we have many things to discover, and this is just one of those iterations. Also, yet again, I am going to lose. Do I need to actually look in? Oh my god. I hate this. It's only 1 minute of race. What if I actually shut up? It's not even that hard. It's literally just a me problem. You do? Yeah, the reality is you do like 1 or 2 tricks here and there and you're set up to win, basically. You're a Gucci, as they will say. But yeah. No, I was saying. Fuck! Sorry. I was trying to say. But I don't know, is it literally just me justifying people trying games like this one out. Perhaps at the same time, I don't feel like it is. I am sure having time, giving in ourselves time to experience things of this sort is far better than completely giving up. For which reason even? Because we already found good enough things? Isn't it kind of, I wouldn't say contradictory, isn't it simply the... I'm still fourth, where I want to take so long, brother. Why am I struggling? No clue. I guess I'm just that bad. Yeah, no wonder I am struggling. I literally die on the first trick. Who would have expected? But oh well. I was saying, yeah, it's just another moment of perhaps by trying to move up to these things we can experience many things. In the end, I also I have to admit this. I feel like it's incredibly horrible that we never got something like this game. At least a port, you know? I would have been happy if we got something like that. I would have been incredibly happy to see a port of this game itself. But what have we gotten out of that? Nothing, absolutely nothing. And that makes it even harder for us to actually find things of this sort. Unavoidably nobody knows about this. Who will do so? If in the end this game stayed completely in the background. I will admit, one of the handful of automations that I can make. I know that I wasn't born in that era, but at least in my city, I never heard people talk about this game like I did in other titles. You know, it's like, ah, no, truly, the problem is only the game. You think so, man? I'm pretty sure it wasn't. There are, in any answer, even to this degree, we can talk that it is unsuccessful. In any unsuccessful story, you can say that there are multiple degrees and multiple stop points to look. What the fuck? Amazing! My... what a wonderful video. That's why also we like this. Because we like some clipping here. My favorite part of playing this clipping through the map. It's, I have to admit, it's the first time ever that I use the widescreen mode. And it also is the first time ever that I see something like that happen. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah. Anyways, I was saying, I feel like in all of these stories, you can always trace multiple points in which something perhaps went wrong in some way. Not exactly, no, it all failed, but stuff went wrong, at least in one department. For this to not have become that popular. Is the game that bad? I don't know. I don't think it is that much. Even if it is in itself a niche, you don't know that many people that dedicate themselves to mountain bike, in average. Unless you are an insider, so to speak, you wouldn't actually have the capacity of recognizing or in many cases, yeah, having awareness of anything about anything of this sort. But in this case, the game itself is good enough to kind of give an invitation to people to discover it, to think about it, to immerse themselves and get initiated in a completely unknown world. That basically that is open to newcomers, and it could have been something much more than what it stayed at. Not that everything has to aim for the stars, but I don't know, man. I feel like it light just like it happens here, where at the end of the race, there are very few people.
You now earn 1.5 times the cash for race placement and checkpoint bonus.
Wow. I was saying, just like it happens in the end of every single race, where are there only a handful of people, same thing with the way in which this in particular was created. It didn't have that much of a focus on getting its own name out. It didn't have that much of an interest on getting known by other people. And I don't know, it's a disgrace. I feel like, because this is amazing. I have a wonderful time playing it. I have played it back to back multiple times, and I will keep doing so because it is entertaining enough. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like people needs to discover stuff of that sort, not only because it is or not time, or it is what everyone calls popular, it deserves to be given an opportunity. But also, yes, the other aspect that I was mentioning on its own, how much of a good work did it do to exist at all? You know, to be capable of becoming known, to be capable of gaining any kind of thing that will allow it to be recognized, so to speak. Because I I am angry that I have talk. There is something funny that happens with this kind of media. Multiple, no, different populations of the world get to experience the different markets that are presented out there. Okay, here, what happens? I have talked with enough people to have known now that no, this game didn't fail because. Once again, it's not that it failed, but it didn't get as big because it. I think so, because I'm from this region. I don't know anyone who has actually heard about it. I think I have, after having tried to ask perhaps 20 people about this game, I think only one told me ever that they knew about the existence of this at all. The rest of the world was completely unaware of things like this one. And I don't know, I feel like it is sad that things ended like that. It's I I guess the message is sort of implied enough already. It does serve a lot like a lesson. It would have been wonderful to actually have more. Wow, I was actually going way too fast. But yeah, it would have been wonderful to have a bigger success, but it didn't. So, what did it not do? That maybe one can extrapolate from that and see, wow, I can perhaps try myself this, and perhaps this is what I would benefit from. I think it's, if nothing else, useful for that. Not one. I already said before in terms of we are not game developers. We're not here to try and actually develop a game. But well, it doesn't mean that we have to completely give up on trying to understand anything out of what we see, you know? And I I will keep repeating it. I like it. Sadly enough, I like it. To the point to which I feel like it should have far more than what it actually did. But it didn't, so we are not in the right era to change anything about what happened. Also, I will have to actually check if we are still in. Yeah, my whole screen went blue for a second there. I love having power sources. My favorite part of existing in this country. It's the future version of Venezuela. What? Truly? Out of bounds? But well, yeah. I don't know. Wow! I got stuck actually. Fuck. I guess point is, yeah. Well, you can discover things. The first thing that I said is it's nice to try to discover things like this one, even if they weren't in their time popular, because that doesn't matter. What matters is something completely different, not that. And it also is sad that it didn't get that much recognition. It did deserve more. But we do what we can. At least we can visit something that was finished and feel happy about it, you know? Also, I said, let me actually check. Did we lose? Yeah, we dropped some frames, and I have to assume it was for that. Or because of that. But we're all good. We're all good. What a pain. That's can happen. Can happen. But yeah, anyways, let me after taking some liquid, let me continue. We're only 8. We have 24 races to, I guess. Well, the cinematic rules. Mind Konaiwaki. I was interested in this game. In these games. In this game. Speedrun scene. This is the only place which the only map which I saw the speedruns of. They are incredibly crazy. There is a speedrun technique that you can do like over here, which you can clip perhaps an entire quarter of the map. I said before, the way in which the whole map is arranged is so strange that it enables for such things. But it's fine. It doesn't matter. Also, because I failed so much, we are kinda doomed on this run. But we can endure it anyways. It's part of the experience also. Sometimes you fail and you just continue. You can always hit here and do, oh no, I'm not first, restart. But that is kinda actually crazy, kinda mental to do that. I don't know, I guess if I was actually trying to speedrun it myself, I would do so, but yeah, here you have the attack. Thank god I wasn't close to anything. I was an entire minute behind. Amazing. But yeah, anyways, as I was saying, I don't know. I guess it's a good story at least, but it doesn't make it any any less sad that it didn't get to be even more, because it could have, and that's all that matters in this case. But as always, our position nowadays is at least to explore the remnants of something that I said was finished, and yesterday, I guess it was yesterday, some games do properly enough the whole aspect of let's actually introduce all the mechanics that we can so that people get to be absolutely absorbed. This game does not only that, but also is honest enough. It accepts that it is an arcade game. It doesn't have any lore that is inserted in your face. All that we see is the information of the mountains that we are going to be racing in, but that's it. Besides that, there is not much more to try and know. In the end, also, no, yeah, it's because we don't actually to know anything else. But I don't know. We are in a weird place, doing something wonderful that many of you have learned about otherwise. But we rejoice in at least having the chance to do so. Also, why was I out of nowhere sixth? No, second place. That was crazy actually. I got hyped and all. I thought that I was going to win, man. This game baited me. But yeah. I guess I struggle way too much with these maps that literally require you to do tricks, which I am not doing. I have had a so few preparation with holding a. It is not a mousepad. Joystick in my hands. I feel incredibly lost using one. Actually. I am trying to understand what are the constant voices in the background. They are literally white noise. I thought that they were at least saying something interesting. They are absolute white noise. I guess to give the illusion of people speaking and commentating over the racers or something like that. But crazy how they would insert so much. I hit someone. I didn't mean I didn't mean to do it at all. But well, one hit in the first hit in the entire race happened on our Earth 8 track. So very good. Man, I failed fantastically enough. But oh well, doesn't matter. I don't know. Anyways, besides that, any other important thing? I don't think so. I have said all that I wanted to know about at least this game. So yeah, haven't. Let me move on. I guess I haven't lately trying to carry forward, and it's quite surprising to see how sometimes many of the things that happen around one do depend a lot on the personal will that we have about the events themselves to go forward in no specific. It's hard to actually identify people who want to have difficult conversations themselves, but while that is on one hand true, on the other hand, it also happens surprisingly enough that difficult conversations are far easier to have when there is a pre-stated degree of we should have one. And I have been having much nicer time. Even if the conversations are difficult, yeah, even if the topics are heavy, it's amazing to actually see that the rest of the world isn't as unwilling to have those things. And more than anything else, yeah, to have the possibility of talking about those heavy topics that we would otherwise classify as such and whatnot, and to get to carry forward with all of that. In the end, even if some conversations are hard, it's wonderful to see how many, I guess, caveat is being able of having them in a quote-unquote proper manner, as in understanding how the other person acts and whatnot. I guess that is, be it for a hard or a simple conversation, that's always a necessary thing. It shouldn't be that surprising that, oh wow, surprisingly enough, yeah, you want to actually get anywhere with the other person and what you are talking about and whatnot, you need to actually want to do so. It doesn't happen that you just find yourself interested in doing that and that's it. Also hit. This one I failed because I was way too focused. But yeah, point was, I feel like besides the obvious already stated thing of yeah, you have to be willing to get through those conversations and whatnot. Let's say like this, even with that caveat to some degree, it happens that just by accepting or just by stating that the possibility of having said conversations is there, not only the willingness and the way in which we organize ourselves around them becomes higher and more doable and whatnot, but also there is an entire aspect of, and you know what? We also get to ourselves, we also get to have the possibility of ensuring that they happen. Otherwise, they could remain and never actually coming. As in, it's that degree of perhaps I am making up something new, but one of the few extra conditions that makes a conversation actually hard to have is not only the way in which it can happen, but also the whole degree of, and besides it, being about something not so normal, so to speak, there is an aspect to it of, but also we can have those hard conversations later. And that also makes them harder, not because, oh wow, I can delay the conversation in itself. That concept is understandable enough, but the whole procrastination aspect of, we could at a later date, at another time, try to actually talk out this, not right now, it's not necessary. And it's because of stuff like that that unavoidably we end up not reaching the point in which we find ourselves and the other person interested in actually speaking. And not only this are, because in the end, yeah, the point is to try and have them to progress towards, let's say like this. Also, wait, how much money? 4,000. Let me come here, I guess. You should do tricks. In the game itself, you should actually do tricks, because they are wonderful to bike upgrades. What? Okay, I was for a second scared that I was using the wrong one. This one, yeah, and pork. Is there this one? Yeah. And do we have any other? This one is even better, man. Is it? No. Wait, this one is amazing. Wow. But yeah, continue. Exit? Yes. Not only it is a hard conversation in itself, but there is also that whole aspect of, after having them, some things get done. Stuff disappears, issues get solved and whatnot. But the way in which we are so capable of avoiding it, and the way in which we are so capable of not dealing with them at all, is concerning in a way. After a handful of them occur, I guess you could even go as far as to say that, yeah, after a handful of them occur, many more become far more possible, or the tendency to have even more of them becomes higher. Because in the end, the different groups show to one another that there is at least a desire to try. Not that it will actually lead to the rest of consequences, but there is a desire to see what would happen if we were to have them and whatnot. And when such things happen, and when such things go in those ways, it's amazing. It's something that in a way we don't actually get to understand until we do it, because the norm is to believe that it is cool to stay away or out of any harder topic, but it's more useful once we get to surmount the first barrier of annoyance, I would say, and the first barrier of, oh wow, this doesn't need to be a concern for any one of us. And it's not only good to see that they can be, because yeah, this whole other aspect of, oh no, but if we were to talk about anything minimally complicated, what will be of us? We will be committing a sin. We will be doing it not in the right way, so that will be inherently negative, you know? And besides the more, I guess, overthinking aspect of truly, do you believe that having those conversations is only going to be bad? Are you that sure of that? Are you willing to place your hopes on such a belief? Besides that, this the side of, and you know, once we try and once we find out what happens, once we get to see how others react and whatnot, which is also such an important aspect of well, of this. Even if it don't, even if it didn't, sorry, go well enough, it gets to work as a lesson for them, for future ones, and that should be good enough. I feel like, in a way, we truly have gotten accustomed to avoiding too much these kind of things. If nothing else, let's say like this, the way in which we have started to conceive such conversations, discussions, and whatnot has led us to actually believe that now we never have to it's not, you say confrontation, as if it truly was a bad encounter. In many cases, the difficult conversations themselves are not that bad. It's just a thing that because we assumed and the other person also assumed and everyone here therefore assumed that it was going to be not the best thing to actually talk about, then we not even try to have it. And then we assume that it's the best for us to not do it. When things like that happen, it's sad. We actually could be doing much better. But we obstruct our own progress way more than what, not only what is actually needed. I would obviously say that it isn't necessary to do so, but also we obstruct ourselves and we end up doing something that doesn't lead to any good consequence. It's, I guess, this one perhaps you can pinpoint it to something like, maybe the issue is something along the lines of, yeah, well, unavoidably, this entire world has already gotten so accustomed to it that we don't have to worry about it and whatnot. Yeah, perhaps, if it were to be the case, which we don't even know. But if that is not the case, if there is something else that we ignore and whatnot, holy moly. Also, yeah, I like how you can go through the trees there. Favorite part of racing. The escapes, not allowed. If I have to say that there is some kind of caveat that I don't like, or yeah, some kind of thing that I absolutely hate, the way in which most of the out of bounds things actually limit you so much. There are many of them that could actually be wonderful to not have, to allow for even faster races, but we need to have some artificial difficulty also.
Make some noise and warm things up, Siberia.
Siberia? Wow. Also, I guess I should drink something. How long is the intro that I can actually get to drink and close the bottle without needing to pause? Amazing! Wow! Ah, what a wonderful game sometimes. Also, out of bounds. I was first place, past tense, now not anymore. But well, part of the gameplay is that discovering and failing and struggling just to surmount all the difficulties and get to be back in the so desired highest position achievable. But yeah, I was saying, I don't know, man. I guess in this case, it's about the quote unquote difficult conversations and whatnot. Not only how they are strange in the way in which we have accepted conceiving them, but also how incredibly damaging they could be to us directly. There are ice pillars even there, bruh. It's kinda actually hard to guess where an ice pillar is going to be, brother. But we accept it. Also, I'm not boosting. Yeah, this area, this wonderful area. In this area, you fall into the water and instantaneously die. It's so funny. It can kill so many races. There is actually, yeah, one AI has gotten stuck to it. And you can see it still being stuck. Wow. I cannot die there, don't worry. This entire track is not only short, but they are so dynamic, man. That's why I also like it so much. It feels so varied. You get to see so much. It's so wonderful. Why did we let it die? People slept on such a wonderful game, man. We did something. It's not a. It's not like we killed somebody, but you know, man, it's. This is good. We actually allowed ourselves to ignore it, man. Yeah, I said it before. It happened here. How many more times it has happened and we didn't know? We will never know. It's. I learned about this game probably 1 or 2 years ago. Before. Was it before I actually became a streamer myself and whatnot? I don't remember. Perhaps. I don't think so, in a way, because I'm quite sure that I have been here for a long enough time. But I do know that, yeah, I I have always had that sensation of truly ignore this, brother. We shouldn't have done so. And I don't know. It's whatever to some degree. It's good that it's freedom of will and freedom of choice and the capacity to commit mistakes. From here, what the fuck? From here we actually learn something? Perhaps not. What can you learn from something that you don't know anything about it? What? I got clapped by a guy. Wonderful. I got clapped second time. Do you want to clap me a third time? Also, was that truly necessary? That reset there? Makes you wonder. But, well, I was saying, I don't know, man. I feel like it's so strange. We failed the game industry by letting ourselves ignore this. But it's part of the growth experience. But after living long enough, you find at least one of these hidden gems, I guess. Every single well-developed gamer should have one of them. One of those completely ignored titles that everybody should have tried to play but nobody did, so you became the only one to ever know about its existence. And now, you have the possibility of, at least, talking about it, even if it is too late now. But yeah, I don't know. Any kind of consumer, I guess, in a world in which we have so much choice, so many choices, so much freedom of choice, being capable of finding something, perhaps the already stated part of it does have the benefit of you can at least learn to see that we did ignore something wonderful, we should try to pay more attention to the market. It carries that forward and more people can learn about that too, therefore, but it's kinda hard to actually see that happen. Not because it never happens in general, but rather because it's holy god, I got stuck. But because, man, it's hard to have to learn to let go of things this way, I guess. Not that, oh no. Learning how to let go at all is always bad. Not exactly the point. But, I don't know. We didn't need to learn that through even. Or, well, that's actually a hard conversation, discussion, a complicated topic in itself, let's say. How do you actually know when you should be learning about letting go? Which place is the indicated one to do so? I don't think there is a good clue to that. Actually, we only find the one that suits us the best, and after that we make our minds about it. But there is no actual best answer, I would say. Also, yeah, I'm going to lose this race. I liked it, but I got too precarious with it. And it can happen, it's fine. It's part of the experience. You have to lose some to win some. Fourth place, truly? Yeah, I think so. Taking into consideration that no one else seemed to have appeared. What the fuck? Kill me! Wait. How much? You see, this game doesn't have a rubber banding. The first person had 10 entire seconds more than me. Ah, amazing. Ah. But, anyways, I have to admit, it's a wonderful experience. And there are so many other out there. One only has to wonder, how many more could we get to see? How many more we will miss? Does play a good part of our life in terms of understanding that sometimes we have missed the possibility of seeing some of those astounding things out there. But it's even then, it's fine. We at least get to go through some of them, and that's good enough. It's not always about the winning sensation of getting to see the most unique games and whatnot. It also is about discovering those particularly interesting things. What feels good for us, and what feels good in our own eyes. But that's, in a way, the whole discussion of consumer criteria and whatnot, which nowadays has become so slowly destroyed. The concept of knowing, I guess, the whole culture does do a good job at attacking everything that has to do with any possibly interesting discovery made by the user itself by itself, but at the same time, it also doesn't fully stop it. It just ridiculously it to the degree to which it can feel bad actually, but it doesn't absolutely stop people from trying to make their own trip and trying to make their own experience and trying to discover what lies out there by themselves. And that is nice. Even if, also, well, even if it truly is strange that sometimes there is such a wide variety, or a sense of variety is. Obviously, you have to ask yourself how much of a difference there is between the last 5 titles of racing, for example. You never truly know. Nowadays, we have come to a wow, wow. We have gotten to a degree to which everything kind of looks the same. This game gets to shine because it has its own particular essence too, but in other cases, it's not only rare for them to have that, it's something that gets shunned, you know? And it's good, man. It's part of the trip. Despite what those things are, we can ignore them and do whatever we feel like. And that should be enough. Not that it truly is, but that should, well, that should be enough. Wow, my favorite tombstone. I guess, I don't know. Do you expect a revival of this game? No, not really. I guess its prime has passed. We are visiting the ghosts of the dead in a way. Holy shit! I like how I was the one who crashed into the car, not the car who crashed into me. It's part of the fun, I guess. Amazing. Next. We are a little bit more than halfway there. That's good.
Well, laddies and lassies, I hope you got your rubbers. God, that's gross. It's gonna be a wet one today.
I think I kinda lied. I think this is the one with the skip. No, it was the other one actually. Yeah. I was correct when I said that it was the other one, the one with the biggest skip yet. This one is only weird looking, but it's not that strange of a map itself. But anyway. We shall try to win. I am not going to win, I think. I can feel it. When you can feel it. Wait, can't we? I'm pretty sure we're going to, actually. Wow! Amazing! Amazing! Less than a minute and all of them took more? Good. Amazing performance. Sometimes, even if your sensation is the complete opposite, you surprise yourself with what you're actually capable of doing. Is it about not giving up? I don't think so. It's about shutting up and trusting the process, which is the most difficult part in the end. It's not only you who can sometimes say that things feel impossible to actually achieve, that cannot lead to the results that you were expecting and that will not lead or give you what you were wanting from them. It's part of life to just feel like sometimes the peak is too high and we will never be the ones who reach that point in our lifetime. But there is also that gut feeling, that gut sensation. We should be capable of trusting it some more. We have, well, yeah, it does actually make sense. Sadly, something that we have vandalized and demonized itself is that so-called gut feeling. Nowadays, it's almost like an insult to say that you rely on gut sensations and feelings and whatnot. But in other times, it was far more, wow, it was far more normal, and it was far more understandable and even necessary to be capable of doing so. Nowadays, it's only a bad thing. It's only a thing of the crazy, even. But maybe that is too something that we will have to revise at a proper time. Maybe that is something that we will try to learn about more, and that is something that could reveal something actually important about the nature of the world itself. But who knows? We're only here playing. We're not. We're not that deep in the sauce. Uh, we also wow. I am fifth place. I'm pretty sure I didn't do that bad here. Deserved. Absolutely deserved. I like how people are moving so fast. And the best part is, none of this is competitive. All of this is literally you against the machine. So, what can we learn from that? Great question. I think I should throw a bottle at someone. Did I kill somebody? Place $0 combat? Yeah, we killed somebody. Second mistake. 3 strikes. We are out. Or something like that. Not that it will truly happen, but you have to believe. You have to actually say something. You have to assume the responsibility of your own mistake and own up the errors that you have committed. You have to understand how important they are. Not to ridicule everything. Reality is not to be made fun of. You have to see the seriousness in the failures that you do and in the things that you lack. The capacity to commit to. You are not so immune to the world and to a lesser status. What will be of us the day you understand how important it is to not make as many mistakes? Not because we need it to be perfect, but because it truly is necessary to try our best. And when we try our best, it is that we see that mistakes are not so common. That it was only our carelessness that drove us there. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. I feel like we can win. Anyways, that's my point today. We can win, so we shall do so. Also, yeah, I like how incredibly fast sometimes the game gets to be. Your bikes are racing, yet, wow, somehow that's not the sensation at all. I guess it's because of the speed, you have it down there. Which speeds are we reaching at instances? Wow, I kill myself. I am probably going to lose. I have to trust. No, okay, yeah, I win. Amazing. was good enough. Also, I don't know. You wanna hear about the variety of environments and I just realized I left the shh. Don't worry about it. You didn't see it at all. I guess people get bugged about such things, but not here. We ignore it. I did ignore it for, I don't know, probably how much? Half an hour at the released? Mount Imasaki. Is this a real place? I don't know. I don't know what's sure of it that much. Also, this is so incredibly fucking high. Even if the place itself exists, I don't think there is a... How could Japan actually have a I guess Mount Fuji or something like that will have a place like this one, in which you get above these clouds, but well. I don't know. We shall see. Well, can I stop dying? Perhaps, perhaps not. We will see. We shall see, dijo. Ah. But yeah, anyways, this game is special. It has something that I wish I have seen more. I, I dislike so much finding niche things. To some degree, it's true. Because you realize that things are not that special in terms of, oh wow, no, yeah, I see why people dislike it, and I am so weird that only I can like them. Truly, I'm pretty sure more people could have enjoyed this game. I am pretty sure more people could have had the opportunity to experience it themselves. Why? Why do I have to live knowing that this stayed absolutely tiny? There is that whole aspect. I remember having seen it of, oh no, people when my tiny artist, my tiny SoundCloud artist starts to blow up, and it was a template meme of somebody losing their mind basically. And I don't know, man, does that actually happen? I feel like culture is something that we like a lot more to share than anything else. It's weird to stay absolutely absorbed in culture and nothing else. I don't think that's normal to begin with. But I don't know. Sometimes what we feel is not reality, so we are here just to make sense out of not only what we see, but also what the world itself can tell us. And perhaps today we learn that this is disgusting. This was the most disgusting thing ever created. And we were wrong when we said that it was good. Also, yeah, you have here, like, onsens. It's very good. It's very funny out of nowhere. And you... something that this game does well enough. Let me actually talk about that for a second. The way in which the... almost everything looks is very low poly, but because it also does allow you to move so fast past everything, you get to have a very low recognition time. So your brain does fill in the blanks a lot more than what you will actually believe. It's a very standard game trick in the end. The whole, oh yeah, here we are going to make you believe that what you are seeing is more detailed because you're not actually seeing it. There was a blue car back there. Trying to use an actual example, no? There was a blue car, and was it actually that detailed? No. Also, I kinda broke my spine there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I have had some, while playing so much, I have had some accidents that I'm pretty sure would have killed the character. Thank God, this game doesn't have a realistic mode. Hardcore challenge. You die once, you have to restart the entire game, and you can't ever use again that character. 3 right, my favorite. BC? Vancouver? What the fuck is BC? What is actually BC, man? Anyway, too many questions, too few certainties. Oh my god, that would have been perhaps the best chance to do. Wow, I missed it. Fuck. There are some. This game has some amazing places to do tricks on here. Oh my god, yes. Fuck! You need to land the station. You need to actually land the stuff. And that's 3 times more complicated than what it actually looks like. Or maybe not, yeah. I guess with enough practice, it's incredibly simpler. But once again, I'll give you my excuse. I am not well trained with joystick. You can't say that it is because I just lost my practice. I am very new actually. But this is, I guess, how much my third hour using it? After such a long while, I should actually be more capable of doing well. But not everyone adapts so rapidly to the different, always changing conditions of the environment and such. And we have to be comprehensive about it. We have to have patience towards others. Get that they don't get to do instantaneously the best that they can in terms of their capacities. We need time to develop ourselves and we need to give ourselves that time. We need to see it for what it is and be capable of accepting that sometimes I go slower than others and sometimes I just needed to find out how to make it work myself. But if we were so comprehensive, we wouldn't need to be talking so much about it. That's why it is one of those almost endless human struggles. At this point, it has become that. It has locked itself in that place, in which we always find ourselves of an eternal discussion about how to try to do better. But I think that we have now suffered so much from. No, I failed. And that place is so good also. I hate having missed it. It's perhaps one of the best shortcuts actually. I have to say, though, this game is one of those incredibly high intensity games. I do feel a lot more stress playing this than many other stuff. Even if it is arcade and whatnot. Also, I didn't check anymore. How are we with frames? Yeah, it was only one issue that we had. That no other problem in regards to it. I guess good enough, yeah. I'm happy. Also, I think we should actually take a tiny break. I would prefer to do that, you know? Uh, can we finish this level? Next level, let me see. How long it is? Super career. It's like 3 or 4 minutes. We wait for the intro and then I pause. Yeah, this is an incredibly long map too. I know it. And this is the only map that does something very weird. You will see, you will see. Okay, let me actually pause and now come here. We here and yeah, give me a second. I will be back. I promise. It's also I should have changed the arrow. I didn't. Don't worry about it. It was intentional, I guess. Something like that. Also, a transition. There we go. Beep 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 beep. Wait, what is the mouse here? There was. I I actually think this map is shorter than what I expected. I kinda misestimated, misjudged, overestimated what this was going to be. Yeah, this one is incredibly short actually. It's like, what? 2 minutes at best. It's rapid enough. Also, what hit me? Fuck. It's so good to try to do tricks, but it's so hard, brother. Why is this entire game so complicated sometimes? It's the game that is the hardest to actually play well. I would kill to see something like a task performance of this game. And I remember, I tried to search for that. This game doesn't have one. For some reason, we don't have a task machine for this game. So, all that we have is human performance. And I don't know, I like humans, yeah, but I also would like to see what is the true potential of this, man. Perhaps, I don't know, is there any game-breaking bug or something like that? Perhaps, but I don't care about it. I want to see somebody do amazing tricks and whatnot themselves. And I want to be amazed by that. Not that oh yeah, I deserve to see that, I want to. It would have been great. But alas, we are yet again too late to the race to have a saying in anything that happens, that comes next. After this, or final stop, basically. But, I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the part that is weird as hell. And I didn't do it well enough. I guess I should actually restart. I haven't restarted any map so far.
Your rank is upgraded to Sponsored Pro Racer. You now earn 3 times the cash for race placement and checkpoint bonus.
Also, yeah, wait. Bike shop. Wait a second. We have to see that. You have to see the sponsor part. It's so funny. You have actual, real stuff sponsor of this game. For some reason, had so much work done to it. What happened? Why did it get so ignored by the general public? Why did it stay so tiny, man? It would have been good to see it do even better. I would have been happy. Shadow Seeds, no. Inventory, sponsorship, this, there you go. We have monster.com, no clue what that is. The old eBay, wow. What do we have here? We have Mountain Crash. Ah, yeah, this is a different category. Technical downhill, technical. That's the one that I suffer with the most. It's horrible. But we have Super Career. Super Career has like a mix of all of them, basically. And we have this. Is there anything? This is. What's the name of it? Particularly bonus purchases. Is there anything actually interesting? 5-song variety pack. 5-song variety pack. Nothing actually interesting. Videos. Like bonus content unavoidably. And you have this, which is a special rider, which is literally 50,000. The costiest item that there is. But who knows? Also, this, the bonus bikes, which are mean. A sheep, a deer, and a llama, and a prototype bike. But exit, yeah. We can't afford any of that. At least not today, so we shall continue. No, not. I bring it up today. I don't know if I am going to play it again. At some other point, I guess in some years, I don't think we're going to revisit this as in, oh yeah, there is much more to find out about. But, unavoidably, we're going to be coming back to it at some point. For the sake of showing it off again. That's goal. Remember to go back to your roots. Even in games, we leave a little bit of ourselves. In the end, it's good to have that possibility. To see that happen, you know? To be capable of accepting that, yeah, we should go back to things. Wow, a fucking rock killed me. A boulder, two boulders killed me. Anyway, it's... Oh my god. I love when I get stuck. My favorite part of the game is getting stuck, actually. I am the last person. Can I win? Great question. Perhaps I can. Perhaps I can't. But yeah, I was saying, on the whole rant of trying to go back to roots, I feel like it's necessary. And it's wonderful. Unavoidably, okay, that's an, an implied part of the message, no, was try to go back to them. That means, unavoidably, that we separate from them to begin with, because it's also necessary to do that. We shall try to actually get a little bit far away from what used to be the place from which we came from. After all, never progressing from there, that's bad. But absolutely forgetting about it, that's also bad. The point is carrying with us the memory. And I don't know, I guess I haven't actually understood it that well. I think it's way too much of a complicated discussion. The whole, not a complicated one, too much of a wide discussion rather. The whole, but how do you carry anything of that importance with you? I feel like to some degree that has to do more than anything else actually with the capacity to remember. But it also is understandable that we are quite forgetful animals. Our memory is not perfect. It's way too hard to expect us. It's way too unreal, let's say, to expect us to actually remember every single event that happened. Even if you were to try to force it to happen on you, that would be too much. Why instead not try to just accept that? Perhaps. Also, watch this. Amazing. A wonderful terrain. But yeah, why not accept that sometimes perhaps we need to carve things out somewhere else? I guess with modernity we do have enough stuff to show that yeah, we can, with not particularly modernity to say a catchword, so to speak, you know, but rather the aspect of yeah, with so many inventions in this day and era, we can carry our memories not so necessarily through any one particular method, but at the same time we have such an issue with the concept of yeah, you know what, this thing works by itself well enough. We don't have to actually worry about it from any other perspective. No, we seem to actually struggle quite a lot, and we don't understand it. It's in general that's the issue actually. In a way, we are quite incapable of actually understanding the other person. That always has happened and will probably keep happening. This otherness that is out there that could be understood but that we in the end don't is always a strange mirror to look at because we don't actually find such a good clear reflection of what we are, and sometimes it's unavoidably terrifying, but it's also good to at least see in it anything at all. After all, they are not something completely different, they are still people, just like us, And why am I saying this? Because the concept is, I don't know, I feel like it's so weird to actually still have the discussion of, oh no, yeah, shouldn't get any. I started this with memories. Carrying memories, one of the culturally most well-known methods. Carrying memories through your skin, as in you get a tattoo, you get some kind of imprinted message in your arms, in your body, in some way. And somehow we have such a hard time, not I guess not exactly understanding it, but actually accepting it, you know? And that's weird. I I don't know, man. It's strange. In this world, we live with many oddities, and it's nice to at least acknowledge their existence. But it doesn't make them any less strange. It doesn't make them disappear, go away, and be less just because we can say that they are weird. To know, to have the capacity to see shadow doesn't mean that we understand what is the object that casts it, even if we could sometimes try to imagine. That doesn't just suffice for an explanation, for an understandable way of thinking about it, so to speak. But, oh well, if that was all that we actually cared about, we wouldn't be here, would we? Um, Also, here it is. I knew I missed one special way. I think I have gotten it only a very handful of times. The rest, I have completely missed it. In a way, because unavoidably it's too much. This game, if nothing else, if it does the whole multiple paths to the same end destination so well, you can completely miss entire areas or entire sections of an area, so to speak, and that's sad. It's so well done. Ah, that's why you should play. Once again, me. But I don't know, man. Life is to be enjoyed. What are we if we don't get to see such gems? Because it doesn't matter if they are hidden or not. What matters is us getting to experience them. Also, yeah, I don't know. Having to be honest, in a way, using combat does feel so much like cheating. It's quite capable of stripping the game of its fun. It's